Hello everyone. So in today's video we will discuss about the changing role of public sector. So same in my previous video we discussed about what is public sector, private sector and their differences and what are the features, advantages, then disadvantages of public sector and private sector. Yes. And we discuss each and everything in detail. So now here we will discuss the role of public sector. So the question is, what is the role of public sector? Yes. So the role of public sector is not constant always. So basically after the independence in India, its roles goes up and down. So there is a graph, okay, where we can see its roles. We can see its roles always change. It goes up and down. It goes like a zigzag kind. Okay. So there was always a uneven industrial development in India, or we can say lopsided industrial development in India at the time of independence. So the public sector was investing only in those sectors and at those places where return was good. So in order to increase the pace of development, an important role was assigned to public sector. So these public sector units were set up in almost like all areas of economy. And these sectors, however, failed to live up to expectations. Okay, so the main reason for the low performance of this sector were like poor project planning, then overstuffing, or lack of professionalism in management, then lack of proper pricing policy, and etc. So there was a rethinking on the role of public sector. So since 1991, the role of public sector has been decreasing, and even loss-making units have been on sale and disinvestment in taking place in many other cases. So basically public sector in India was created to achieve only two types of objectives. That number one is to speed up its economic growth of the country. Okay, means how to develop this economic growth. Then next is to achieve a more equitable distribution of income and wealth among the people. So the role and importance of public sector changed with time. And its role over a period of time can be summarized as following. So number one is development of infrastructure. So at the time of independence, India suffered from acute shortage of heavy industries, so such as engineering, then iron and steel oil refineries, then heavy machinery, etc. So because of huge investment requirement and long gestation period, private sector was not willing to enter this area. And the duty of development of basic infrastructure was assigned to public sector, which is discharged quite efficiently. That means the development of infrastructure is a prerequisite for the economic development of the country. Okay, and this infrastructure consists of service like transportation, then communication, then fuel and energy, or basically heavy industry, etc. Okay, so the development of their service is essential, and in the development of industry and trade, so private sector is hesitant to invest in infrastructure because of heavy investment, and this private industry or private sector, they cannot afford that. Okay, and the slow return. So government has set up a number of public sector undertaking for the development of the infrastructure. Okay, the next we have is regional balance. Earlier, most of the development was limited to few areas like port towns. For providing employment to the people and for accelerating the economic development of backward areas, many industries were set up by public sector in those areas. So that means before independence, industries were mainly concentrated near port cities. Okay, and there was a need to disperse industries in all areas of the country so that people get the benefit of this development. And the private entrepreneurs do not want to set up units in backward areas. Okay, because facilities like electricity, then transport, and banking, communications are not available there. And they will set up new units only in the areas where infrastructural facilities are available. So this will result in concentration of industrial units in some areas available. Okay, so this will result, on the other hand, prefers to set up units in backward only. So government, on the other hand, it prefers to set up units in backward areas. Okay, so that people of those areas are able to get employment opportunities, and this is essential for having balanced development of all areas. Next is economic of scale. In certain industries like electric power plants, natural gas, petroleum, etc., huge capital and large base are required to function economically. Such areas were taken up by public sector. That means where large scale industries need to be set up with huge capital outlay, the public sector units are the best option. Okay, and the large scale units are necessary to avail the benefits of economics of scale. So electric power plants, then petroleums, natural gas, telephone industries are the some of the example of public sector and large scale unit, and it's set up to get the benefits of scale. So such units require a large scale to function economically, and this was possible only in the public sector because private sector they cannot afford that. Next is check on the concentration of economic power. When the private sector, sometimes the wealth gets concentrated in the hands of a few. This may lead to monopolistic tendencies and concentration of economic power. The public sector helps keep this in check. The income generated by the public enterprises shared by a large number of employees and also the public at large. So this helps restore some economic equality. So when whole industrialization in the hands of private entrepreneurs, then it will lead to concentration of economic power in the hands of few industrial houses. So they will start exploiting weaker section of society by increasing prices or controlling supply of goods or paying low wages to the worker, etc. Okay, so the monopoly of private sector may bring some, not some, but many more social evils also. So to curb this concentration, public sector is essential. And the private investor will face competition from the public sector units. So the government will be able to pursue the goal of socialistic pattern of society. And how they can pursue the goal? By ending the economic disparities. The next we have is import substitution. Public enterprises were also engaged in production of capital equipments which were earlier imported from the countries. At the same time, public sector companies like STC and MMTC have played an important role in expanding exports of the country. Very important role was assigned to public sector, but in performance was far from satisfactory, which forced government to do rethinking of public enterprise. That means there is a need to develop industries for making the country self-reliant. Okay, and these necessities the import of machinery and equipment for setting up new units. So there was a need for foreign exchange to import goods, and the government set up public sector companies involved in heavy engineering. So, these units helped in import substitution by providing required machinery and equipment in the country itself. So, these units also start exporting their goods. They start exporting their goods to the other countries. So, thus the earning foreign exchange for the country. Okay, so this is all about the role of public sector in our country. So in next video we will discuss about the multinational companies, or we can say global enterprises. Okay, till then take care. Thank you.